This is KGW News at Sunrise.
A surprise move from Portland's mayor. He dropped his plan to ban hard drug use in public. He says a bill now heading to the governor's desk will address the problem instead. In just a couple of minutes, we will break down how it's going to work. Plus,
so the showings have been canceled. Some don't want to get out of their car, even come to the door.
That woman is trying to sell her home in Southeast Portland, but she says that homeless camp right across the street from her home is making it impossible. We'll hear more from her and also get some of your takes on this story in just a few minutes.
And I'm Devin Haskins. We're live in Clark County this morning because later today in the state of Washington, fireworks go on sale legally. Where you can buy them and light them off and where you can't. We'll have more on that in just a few minutes.
Good Wednesday morning. Glad you're here with us on this midweek Wednesday. Can you believe it? July 4th holiday weekend already here. It kind of came up quick.
Yes, Tuesday. Do we have a 4-day weekend? Anybody?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't.
Maybe.
I don't have a 4-day weekend.
Maybe.
Here we go. We have a day a lot like what we have had so far this week. There's blue sky from the Wells Fargo camera, partly cloudy start, and then a sunny day overall, 59 right now. It's going to be warming up. The last 2 days we've been 81. Today I have a 70 at noon, and I have us getting up to about 85 degrees. The 7-day into the holiday weekend is still all dry. The forecast is coming up.
Rod, let's get you out the door. Quick look at the east side right now. A little overnight road work wrapping up. Maybe a little bit late here. This is I-84 out near 162nd right now. So westbound traffic, the westbound right lane is blocked. We had some congestion around that a few minutes ago. It's already cleared out. So happy to show you that. You got a wide open, lots of elbow room out there on the roads coming out of Clark County this morning. I-5 up near SR 500. No unexpected crashes or unexpected delays, I should say, out there just yet. Brenda?
we'd like starting out with some good traffic news. Thank you, Chris. Today at City Council, Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler was supposed to propose a public drug ban, but after an unexpected pivot, he's dropping that idea. The mayor said he'd propose a ban on using hard drugs like fentanyl, heroin, and meth in public. It was meant to close the loophole in Measure 110, which decriminalized possession of hard drugs. But yesterday, Mayor Wheeler said the state legislature passed a bill this session that addresses his concerns. House Bill 2645 adds criminal penalties for possession of more than a gram of fentanyl. State Representative Jeff Helfrich is co-chief sponsor of the bill. He said he wishes the mayor had pushed ahead with the city ordinance.
Nobody's using the system to be able to get the treatment that they need. And we need to have a kind of a carrot and stick theory. It's like, if you're not going to go to treatment, you're going to have to go do something else. And that something else is going to be, a consequence for your actions.
The bill now goes to Governor Tina Kotek's desk. If she signs it into law, it'll take effect in 90 days.
The city of Portland says this homeless camp that we're going to show you here behind me in Southeast Portland is not going to be cleared until late next month, and that is making it really hard for anyone in that neighborhood who's trying to sell their home right now. So we spoke to one woman who lives off of Southeast 76th and Foster. Her house has been on the market for 3 months at this point, but she says potential buyers have canceled showings once they turn onto her street, and she says it's really all because of that camp across from her home. She also told us she's already dropped her price by $15,000.
How do I feel? Sad. Sad for the whole city, sad for the neighborhoods, sad that this is going on and it feels like no one's even making a difference or doing anything.
A look at the city's latest numbers show that Portland has received nearly 3,000 new campsite reports in just 1 week's time. The city prioritizes those that pose the highest health and safety risks, and right now the Southeast Portland camp is not near the top of that list. So we posted the story on our KGW Facebook page. We heard from a lot of you. We're going to share Patrick's comment right here. Patrick tells us, firing up Patrick, I feel for that homeowner. He says, I'm not a negative Portland person, but when you drive through most of the city, again, this is Patrick talking, and honestly can't access most of the city, is it a city that you would move your family to, he asks? All right, we're going to share more of your comments coming up in our next hour of Sunrise. Here's another way you can chime in. You can text us, 503-226-5088. We'd love to hear from you.
Local advocates are pushing to protect old-growth forests on federal land in Oregon, and you have at least another week to weigh in on how that'll be done. Over 45,000 comments have already been submitted to 2 federal agencies considering new rules that would stop the logging of Oregon's oldest trees. By the way, when we talk about old growth, those are forests that have been around for more than 100 years without any major unnatural changes like logging. Last year, President Joe Biden signed an executive order calling for an inventory of those types of forests. Now, advocates are going a step further, wanting to protect old growth on all federal land from logging. It's a big deal since in Oregon, half of the state is managed by federal agencies. We spoke to one advocate about how older trees stop large amounts of carbon from going into our atmosphere.
But here in the Pacific Northwest, I'll use the example of the Douglas firs. In their first 20 years of life, trees are actually respirating carbon back into the atmosphere, but they really start to hit their stride in terms of carbon sequestration once they hit around 80 years old.
The Bureau of Land Management is accepting comments until July 5th, while public comment for the U.S. Forest Service will end July 20th.
Talked about the holiday at the top of the show because we are less than a week away from the 4th of July. And later today, fireworks become legal to buy in Washington. This morning, Devin Haskins is live at a fireworks stand in Clark County. Devin, there are some things about when people can light them off that they need to know this morning.
Yeah, correct, Brenda. Hey, so we're here at Mean Gene Fireworks in the Hazeldale area of Vancouver. Now, this is just outside the Vancouver city limits because within the city of Vancouver, it is illegal to buy them or sell them. But here in Clark County or unincorporated Clark County, those sales start at noon today. So where and when can you buy them? Well, in all of Clark County, except for the city of Vancouver, as I just mentioned, fireworks are legal to light off on 4th of July from 9 a.m. to midnight. Now, certain cities have more dates and times, so be sure to check out the county's website for those extra days. Down in Oregon, fireworks, they've been legal to buy since June 23rd. But remember, in the city of Portland, they are not legal to buy, sell, or light off. That was a ban that was passed in March of 2022. Again, check your local city and county websites for their rules because they vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. Fireworks are also prohibited on all beaches, state parks, and on state and federal and forest lands in Oregon. A spokesperson for the Portland Fire and Rescue says the ban was put in place for a reason, and they will enforce it.
So we've seen tremendous numbers of fires as a result of inappropriate and unsafe firework use to the point where we've had deaths. So our fire investigations unit is pretty aggressive, and they will go out, and if your fireworks have caused a fire or an injury, they will move towards prosecution to the fullest extent of the law.
So sales again start at noon today here at Mean Gene's and across Washington. Coming up in about a half an hour, we're going to talk to the owner of Mean Gene's, Gene himself, about some of the ideas that you can get for maybe family friendly or the showstoppers. Whatever they got here, we're going to talk to Gene about those coming up again at 5:30.
All right, Devin. Hey, Devin, thanks for that update this morning for us from Vancouver. Now, before we get to Rod and his local forecast, we do want to give you this update from, where is that? You wouldn't be able to tell without us telling you. It's Chicago. The Windy City is the Smoky City this week. The National Weather Service issuing an air quality alert for Chicago as the city continues to deal with wildfire smoke from Canada. Officials there are asking residents to wear masks or stay indoors as much as possible. There was talk of canceling last night's baseball game in Chicago between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Chicago Cubs. I mean, there was concern about the players having to play in all that smoke for 2 to 3 hours.
Of course, yeah.
They did play the game. Ask me who won the game, Brenda.
Who won the game?
The Philadelphia Phillies won the game. That's a lesser point to the story.
My Philly boy.
But nonetheless, that is crazy what they're dealing with there in Chicago.
Yeah. We had a break from this. Remember New York and was under the gun for so long. Here's the air quality map for that area, and you know, the kind of purplish tones here, very unhealthy air. The red, unhealthy air for all groups. So notice this really blankets Iowa up through Minnesota. There's the Great Lakes. There's Michigan, and then we're getting into Pennsylvania as well. And the smoke is expected to continue to push off to the northeast somewhat over the next couple of days. But here we go again, and once again, it is wildfire smoke coming down from Canada. This is the big watch warning map the National Weather Service puts out on a daily basis for our country. Here are the air quality alerts in gray. Again, Iowa back into especially eastern Pennsylvania and parts of New York. And then all these colors from Texas up into parts of Kansas and Missouri and clipping into Kentucky, different types of heat warnings. And the heat's going to be expanding up toward the Tennessee Valley. Memphis, for example, will be 100 degrees plus tomorrow. Still very hot down in parts of Texas. And then a heat watch. This starts Friday and goes into the weekend for the Sacramento Valley, where that part of California will be back up to 105, 110. So still a lot of smoke issues, a lot of hot weather issues across our country, which makes our weather pretty gosh darn nice. Here we are. We have some showers in Montana and Idaho and just nipping down into northeastern Oregon, Pendleton, a little bit of scattered rain shower activity back into the blues. All dry on the west side. If you're going to be out and about today, it'll be dry in the gorge. It'll be dry over the Cascades. And after some morning clouds, sunshine is coming to the Oregon coast. There's the mix of blue skies we have early this morning, 59. That was a Wells Fargo camera. Newport, 52. We are seeing clouds at the beach, but they've been clearing out, and we expect them to clear out during the day once again on this, what is today? Wednesday, yeah. All right, futurecast map real quick. Shows some low cloudiness to start, but then we get the sunshine. There are the scattered storms out across the east. Temperatures have been in the low 80s. Today we're going to start to see mid-80s. There's McMinnville, Salem, and Corvallis, all 84 or 85 degrees. 79 up in Longview expected. Some morning clouds there, and then sunshine is coming. 85 degrees in Portland. The 7-day, no big changes. All of your holiday weekend plans will be sunny, but we are going to be warming up. 85 today. There's 93 on Monday and 94 on Tuesday, so that's going to be getting hot. We'll have the beach holiday forecast coming up here in just a little bit, by the way.
Okay, hey, thanks for the update. If you're grilling for the 4th of July, you know, as you were just talking, as Rod was just talking about the weather there, or if you want to chill by the water, maybe you probably want to slather on the sunscreen because it's going to be warm, right? But what's the best go-to, sprays or lotions? Our Verified team asked 2 dermatologists, and we've got their answer. That's coming up at 5:15.